Okay, welcome to the radius overview. Okay, so initially you'll start with radius setup, radius settings. So this is where you set your radius server general settings. So allow end user top-ups, limit top-ups to predefined list, allow end user top-ups, enable customer top-ups. So these are according to if you want the settings on or off. This is okay, so according to your preference. Generate real-time usage graphs, generate session graphs. You can also allow end user package changes. So this means that customers can log into their portal and they can request a package change if you want it or not. Generate MikroTik queue speeds as words. This is if you want the MikroTik queues to be in 4 megabytes instead of the actual fully written out number. Okay, package change cutoff. So this is the 31st in this case is the last day that package changes can be made for the current month. Okay, cap page setup, maintain capped IP address lists. So you can set up a capped address list if you want, so capped accounts. Okay, and then you set up the device that will manage that. Okay, free radius settings. You can set the session auto disconnect timeout. So this is if DataTill or the free radius server didn't receive any updates in 2 hours on a session, it'll time out disconnect the session. You can reset reconnect sessions at midnight if you want to. Add session timeout to radius attributes. Check for disconnected duplicate IPs. Check for and remove invalid IP pool entries, and then you can set this is we'll set this up for you in the initial setup. The actual radius server SSH will set that up. We'll set this up, and that's it for the radius settings. Okay, so we've got the import wizard. So you can either import from CSV, so your radius users and data packages, etc., or you can import from Radius Manager. So you've got your CSV. So next, okay. So just follow the wizard to have an idea of how your CSV file should look. Okay, and then you've got your radius import wizard, which if you're an existing radius manager, if you use a radius manager, then you can set up the server details here, and DataTill will log in and pull all of the radius users and the data packages and radius services from there. Okay. So that's the different. You can import your radius users from CSV and your NAS devices. Okay, then you've got your radius server status. So it'll show you a graph of all the radius authentication requests. Green is accepted, the red is for rejected. Okay, and then you've got your active radius sessions, which will be logged here. You can see exactly all the active sessions. And then the radius session traffic. Okay, so the amount of traffic going through, download and upload. And then if this is green and it's got a lot of information, it means radius is connected. You can also restart radius from here, and it will rerun that command and it will check radius is active. Okay, you've got your radius server log file. This is usually where you go if you want to troubleshoot, let's say for instance, customers aren't authenticating. You can go, this is one of the first places you can go check if there's any errors that you can see in here, then that could be the problem. Okay, NAS list. So this is where you'll add all your NAS devices for customers to authenticate with. After adding the NAS here, you have to make doubly sure that the NAS was added as a network device. And DataTill can log into the device through the API and check and have full access to the router. Okay, you can also scan an unknown NAS. So this is when you set up a NAS to authenticate to your Radius or the DataTill server's IP, and it's not added on DataTill yet, and someone tries to authenticate. Then you can rescan the log file to check if there is any, and then you can add that NAS that was scanned to your NAS list, and then after that you can restart the Radius service. Okay, then we go into the Radius services and the data packages. So the Radius service will essentially give you your upload and download speed, and also you can set the service limit type. So monthly is usually for normal data packages. Once off is usually for hotspot vouchers and or prepaid packages. Okay, you can set expiry dates on it and authentication types, accept or reject. Okay, so the Radius service that you just created with the speed upload and download, you can assign that to a data package, which if it's a monthly data package, you can set the monthly data limit on there, and if there's a soft cap or if it's uncapped, you can set up a service once capped, which could be a slower service after, let's say, 100 gig of usage. And then also you can set it to no service once capped, and then if they reach their cap, then they will have no connection. Okay, so you've got there's different settings here. So this is where you set up the Radius service that you created. You've got your package code and your package title, and then auto rollover, which will cause every time that the customer reached their cap, it will automatically top them up with 1 gig. Okay, and then add over usage on top up. This means that if the customer reached their cap and or switched over to a slower service once capped and still used, let's say 5 gig, and they top up a 5 gig, then it tops them up with 5 gig plus their overusage. Okay, and then you can set if it's visible to admin users or customers, and then show cap on usage reports. Then if you go to billing and you're using the billing module, you can set the monthly cost and the top-up cost. Okay, cool. And then if necessary, you can add a note on it. Okay, so then you've got your data packages. And we use the top-up types. So if you went to your Radius setup and you said limit top-ups to predefined list, then and you said yes, then customers will only be able to top up using a fixed top-up size and a cost. Okay, so if they log into their customer screen portal, they will see that only these listed top-ups options to select. Okay, then you've got your custom Radius attributes. This is, for instance, you can set up custom attributes for or Radius authentication. So in this case, it's usually used for IPCs, so for telecoms, fiber authentication. Okay. Then you've got your user accounts. So this is essentially what you set up for the customer, to authenticate. So you can set up a Radius user login, username, password that you set up, for authentication on the MikroTik. It's for radius accounting, the traffic counted, and then you can select the data package that you've set up for the customer, and then set an expiry date if necessary. Set the max concurrent sessions, which is the amount of sessions on one radius user, and then also, if necessary, a fixed IP address. You can change the monthly pricing from the default to a custom pricing if you want to, and you can set up auto top-ups and auto top-up increments, and also the limit, and then if you want to send notifications if auto top-up was done to the customer. Okay, and you've got your package changes. The best way of doing this is going to your customer. So let's go to a customer, open up that customer, the edit page, and then let's see. Then you can go to package changes, add, select the radius account you want to do the package change on, select the package you want to change to, select the activation date, so if it's end of the month or today, and then you can change the monthly pricing if it's custom, etc. You can submit the change. Okay, so that's your package changes. Then you can set up device and IP authorization, client device authorization. And so you can set that up. Unauthorized device pool name, NAS routers to block devices on, etc. Then you've got your client device authorization. So this is all of the devices that was authorized or blocked. Okay. And then you've got your radius sessions. So you get active, recently disconnected, and all closed sessions. So you've got your active sessions, that's active, the amount of data in this current session, the duration, the last update, the IP address they're connected on, and then also which customer they're on, and also the package and the username. Okay, so those are the current active sessions. Then you've got your recently disconnected sessions. Set that to that. You can see exactly the reason for that closed disconnected session, so lost carrier or admin resets or admin reboot, port errors, etc. Stale sessions. Okay, and then you've got all your closed sessions. You can see the session IDs, the NAS IP that they're connected on, username, start time, stop time, the duration, the upload and the download, the station that they connect to, and the IP address, and also a link to view the details. So if there's more session details that was logged by radius. Okay, so that's radius.